Okay, this is a pair of convex bevel hair cutting scissors. The brand is Dynasty. The model is Iris S55. They are made in China, Japanese steel. I'm going to go ahead and take them apart. Put all the pieces here in the little bucket, and then we can get to it. The Waterstone is 3000 grit. Keep all the little parts right there. And then I'll put it up out of the way where it won't get spilt. I've already looked at these. The ride line is, well, if I quit trying to autofocus. These haven't been over-honed or anything. The ride line's there. Most videos I watch, I see people and they're holding them this way, going edge trailing. That's going to put the scratch pattern going up and away this way. And from my experience, if you put the tooth so it goes this way, you'll get a better bite on whatever's on the edge if the little micro teeth or whatever are that way. So my thought was to still go edge trailing, of course, but to hold it this way, if that makes sense. And then finger on top, one full flat finger along the whole blade, and then pull, not too much pressure, just pull down in one full motion. And I can see I've got a little bit more up at the tip. And I've previously done these, so I don't want to overhone the ride line. But that was my thought on the direction of the scratch pattern, was to get it to the scratch pattern to angle back. And if that's a big no-no, then I need to know that. I can always just go this way and go the same. Ride line's already been established. I don't want to make it any bigger. I'll go on and set up for the next step. I've angle matched the scissors using a Sharpie marker and moving the belt by hand. The angle is at 45 degrees, just over 45 degrees. And then the clamp is in place just temporarily. I'll probably get the better clamp, but then that what allows me to do is loosen this knob. It can't go steeper, but it allows me to do a convex motion. I've got the scissor mounted horizontally. It's in the clamp. I'm at 45 degrees. The C-clamp is stopping it from going any further, but I can go up, so I can convex bevel the edge. 3000 grit belt. I am on the slack part, but the belt is stiff. It's not going to deform. It should just give it a nice little curve. If I really wanted to be accurate about it, I could move this up 1/10 of a degree or something to get that exact 45-degree angle. But the main thing is the next step's in reference to this one. So I'm at 45, I'm sharpening, I'm at a slow speed. I can go across till I get a burr. If I needed to, you won't get a big burr with this 3000 grit belt. I can feel it there. I've already done these. If I needed to, I could go to a 1200 grit belt. This is 5 micron. And then I can just go up and down and convex the bevel in very softly. You get the idea. And I've looked at this under microscope. We're not producing a huge burr. It's consistent all the way across, and the convex looks good. That's my understanding of what I'm supposed to do here. Now swap out the belt. Okay, I'm back. I swapped out the 3000 grit belt for the felt belt. It's also fairly stiff. I have different felt belts. I have 1 micron or 0.25 micron. This is 0.1 micron. I also have a leather belt with chrome oxide on it. All these options are open. I'm still not quite sure which one is the one step that I should use to finish on the final bevel to get it mirror polished. This does put a mirror polish on. I think maybe something a little bit more stout, like a 1 micron might be the better way to go. And then the trick to this is put it back there, lock this down, loosen the clamp. Oh, no, I take it back. So where I'm at, I'm going to come up 2 degrees, 1, 2, boom, and I've already done this. And then lock it back in place, move my right there, move this up to hold it, same thing, but 2 degrees higher. And 2 degrees is something I learned from working with the Wicked Edge. If you raise the angle by 2 degrees, the convexity of the belt won't round over the edge. And I double checked this with my blue Sharpie. I put blue Sharpie along the edge, and then I even put considerable pressure on it, and it just, there was still a touch of blue along the very edge, so I'm not rounding it over. And then this process is the same. I do speed it up a little bit more. And then loosen the knob. Again, it can't go too shallow, and round it over. Mirror buff the back side of the bevel. And that's it. And then I would go back and do one last edge trailing to knock that burr off, and it's a very small burr. I'll go ahead and reset the camera and show that. Okay, one final pass edge trailing to knock the burr off and put that final little bit of tooth on the ride line. Again, I'm going edge trailing, but I'm also going tip down to put the scratch pattern to the back. Just one nice gentle full smooth stroke. I've been washing off the residue. What I feel is going this direction, I don't feel much bite, but when I go this way, I feel it, and it slices into my skin just a little bit. So I think there's something there. Let me go ahead and put them back together. Okay, I got the scissors back together. I'm not a big fan of this, but this is what I've seen. So the scissors haven't been closed. Any remaining burr, then I would take and knock it off on a piece of paper towel, I guess. Again, not a big fan. The final step is not something I'm not exactly sure. Here's a single ply tissue. Seems to cut. Okay, take 2 of the single ply tissue. I didn't have it in the frame for the last and then I also have, the hair salon gave me some hair. It's not pushing the hairs out the end when I go slow. Great if it could focus. So that's it. I appreciate your feedback. Just in case the video doesn't come out as good as I hope and looks all fiddly and stuff, just to go back, the steps that I would be trying to do is, first step is to reestablish the ride line using the 3000 grit stone. Then I go to the convex bevel clamp, start by sharpening the apex at the lowest grip possible, the highest grip possible, so to remove minimal material, convex the blade at the same time, and then go straight to a polishing step, taking it down 2 degrees so as not to round over the edge, polish and do that step, and then take one final third step, I guess it'd be the fourth step, back to remove that burr, and one more time edge trailing. I could go back and forth. I could go whetstone, convex the bevel, whetstone, and then polish, and then go back one last time. I could go back and forth, but I'm not sure if that's even needed. The results seem to be okay. Looking for your feedback.